Alright guys, so right now I actually decided to have my wife help me out. So right now she's gonna head and lift up the car, and then we're gonna go ahead and remove the two front struts so we can go ahead and disassemble it and put the bags on. So yeah, that's what we're doing right now.
Darling, you send me, I know you send me, darling, you.
So right now we're gonna go ahead and take off the coilover. To take off this coilover, you got these two big bolts here. You gotta take off the sway bar link here, undo the brake line or ABS sensor mount right here, and then you got the 3 screws up top, or 3 bolts up top. So here we go. That's done. That was 17. The big bolts here is a 22. Okay, so right now I'm taking off these 3 bolts here. These are 14 millimeters. They hold the top hat to the car itself. You can tap the screen. Alright guys, there's a couple of ways that you can do it. You can go ahead and unwind all of these collars here, drop the spring out the bottom, put the bag through the top. Or you can do what we just did and you remove the top nut and then take the whole top hat assembly off, pull the spring off the top, drop the bag over the top. Alright guys, so this is how I mount the coilover to the collar itself without using any brackets. So if you can see, this is the underneath of the bag with the fitting on the bottom. I have it flipped upside down right now. So I pretty much, on my coilover collars, there's these slots around it. I pretty much just line up one to the fitting, and then it just so happens to line up both with the holes for the screws. So I just take my screws or my bolts. Okay, so pretty much I'm gonna go ahead and tighten on the bolts. So you got a better idea what I'm talking about. This collar is actually flipped upside down too. This is the one that actually the spring sits on top. So I'm pretty much flipping it upside down, bolting it to the bottom of the bag. Then I'm gonna go ahead and drop it right over, and I can go ahead and spin it down just like this.
Hey, stop reading now.
And then all I gotta do is put my top hat back on, just like that. Throw the bolt on. And pretty much tighten this down, and then it's ready to go back into the car. Now you can set the bag as far up or down as you would like. It's pretty much to your preference. You have to dial everything in once you actually get it on the car. But keep in mind, you also have your bottom mount that goes here that can be adjusted as well. Okay, so a quick tip is that once you get everything pretty much mounted up to the coilover itself, you want to make sure you turn your dampening, if you have dampening adjustment on your coilovers. You want to turn your dampening all the way to soft, because you want it to be able to travel with the bag. You don't want it to just be slamming. It's going to be way too hard, way too stiff. So yeah, so make sure you go ahead and change your dampening on your coilover to soft. Alright guys, so right now I actually have everything bolted up. I'm going to go ahead and put the tire on. Jack the tire up, see what is the full aired out height, and then put some air in it and see how the full aired up height is. That way I can go ahead and make adjustments while it's still up in the air.
Darling, you send me, I know you send me, darling, you send me,
guys, so I think I'm gonna leave it how it is right here. The full air down position comes to right above the lip of the rim, maybe about an inch off the lip of the rim, and then the full air up ride height is about a good hand's width above the fender well. There's a quick tip. If you want your bags to go up at the same rate as each other, meaning up, down, not up, down, you want your airlines to be the same length. That way you get an accurate pressure, same fill, same dump. So I'm pretty much just gonna take the rest of this airline that I have. I wanna say it's about 20 feet left. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it in half, just like that. So now I have 2 lengths of airline that's even. So now I'm gonna go ahead and run this to the manifold right now. Alright guys, so I have the airline hooked up to the bag right there. I'm gonna route it behind that tow hook right there, as you can see. And when you come under the car, so I'm pretty much gonna run the airline the same route as these brake lines here. So I'm just gonna route it the same route all the way to the back to the manifold. Now if you're gonna run your airline underneath the car like I am, you wanna make sure that it is not the lowest point under the car. Meaning you wanna make sure it's above these frame rails, because a lot of times when you go over speed bumps and stuff, if you ride low, you're gonna go ahead and scrape the frame rails, and you do not want your airline to get snagged and cut open, because then you pretty much lose air in the bags. And if your car sits on the tire, like mine will, you will pretty much be stuck unless you can run a new airline right there and then. But that'll be a hassle. So make sure your airline is gonna be above the frame rails. Keep it tight to the floor pan as possible. So I'm gonna go ahead and run my airline right now. If you can see, there's some brackets already here. I'm just gonna go ahead and run it above the bracket all the way to the back of the car. The line, alright guys, so on the passenger side I have the line running from the bag, same route behind this tow hook. If you can see, I just secured it with a zip tie just like that. It's not going to go anywhere. Plus I need it to have a little bit of play, especially when the car goes up and down. Not too much, but I don't want it to snag the line out. So a zip tie works just fine. Now when you come under the car on this side, there's no brake line brackets or anything. There's pretty much just this frame rail right here. So I have to find a way to secure it to the frame rail. That way I can run the airline safely under the car. Alright guys, so I don't know if you can see, but the way that I routed it was I ended up zip tying it onto this bracket here. That bracket right there. It runs all the way up. I installed one of these, I don't even know what you called it, but I had one of these things laying around, so I ended up routing it, screwing that into the frame, routing it into that, and then I zip tied it to this little hole over here, and then it runs under the gas tank up into the trunk. And as you can see, it's well above the frame. This is the bottom of the frame right here, and it runs pretty much along the floorboard or the floor pan of the car. So this side is actually finished. Now I'm gonna show you what I did to the other side. So if you remember, I'm running it with the actual brake lines here. When it gets to this point here, it runs underneath the gas tank, and it comes up, and as you can see, I went ahead and snapped it into the bracket up there, and then it just runs all the way underneath, and it follows the same path as the rear brake line on the driver's side. So right now I have everything pretty much plumbed up. All the lines are in. This exhaust line, I'm going to leave it like this for now. Later on I might route it to the outside, but for now it's fine right where it's at. So all there is left to do is put the car on the ground, connect the power wire from the distribution block to the battery up front, and test it out. Brushes came on. System not calibrated. Alright, let's go through this process. Start. Is the vehicle on a level surface? Yes. Front wheel straight. Yep. Yes. Yes. We have 2 compressors. Height sensors, no. Yes, I'm ready. I think that was it. Alright guys, so I got it to about what I want the ride height to be. It's about a finger's gap worth of wheel gap all the way around. So right now I'm actually going to go ahead and take it for a test drive and see how it rides.
Darling, you